How can you open your heart when you've been hurt, betrayed, and cheated on? How can you start trusting people when you have been betrayed? This is what we're going to be talking about today. And this applies to all kinds of relationships. It applies to dating, it applies to marriage, it applies to friendship, it also applies to customer, colleagues, and employers. Even though we will be talking mostly about dating situations, you can apply this in all relationships, okay? These tips. So let's start with the fact that when you have been betrayed, you were in a relationship and your partner, your man, promised you something, promised you commitment, promised you devotion, promised you loyalty, promised you to be there in hard times, and then they just didn't fulfill the promise. They broke up, they disappeared, they ghosted you out of nowhere, just blocked you. Okay, so we talk about betrayal where you have a commitment before you, the person committed to you, the person said that they will love you. The guy said that he will be devoted, he will be there, and out of the sudden he's just gone. And again, as much as you can relate this, what I'm sharing, to any relationship, it's technically also, you can relate it to any gender. I'm just giving an example, but it could also be a woman that betrayed you, okay? And everything in you will want to close your heart, but let's talk about why you shouldn't do it and how you can open it up again, okay? So when he promised you something and then suddenly, let's say he promised you to be committed and then suddenly ghosted you, suddenly said he doesn't like you anymore. No, although he enjoyed his time with you, his fun, but now suddenly he doesn't like you anymore. Maybe because it's time to be engaged or to get married. Now it's time to get serious. And now he's like, yeah, actually, you know what? Like, I didn't like you. You know, we spent 1 or 2 years together, but actually, I don't really like you. Bye. And you just stay there heartbroken thinking, what just happened? How can I ever trust a man again? How can I ever trust a person to not betray me? And maybe this also happened to you with a girlfriend, where a girlfriend promised you something and she broke the promise. Where a girlfriend, just because she's triggered, out of the sudden blocks you, doesn't want to talk to you again, or starts accusing you for doing things that you didn't do. No? And you just feel heartbroken, you just feel betrayed, and you feel confused. And these out of the sudden situations are honestly the worst, because and those out of the sudden situations happen because someone isn't strong enough to hold their commitment. And I can tell you, it's 100% of the time not true what they're saying. Like, oh, I left you because I don't really like you. Oh, I betrayed you because, you're not worthy of that, or because it's your fault. The thing is, in a healthy relationship, if, let's say, you're dating for 2 years, yeah, which by the way I don't recommend. You should be circular dating and already process commitments and values. But the whole process is in my course, How to Date a Millionaire. So you can go ahead and grab it. It's like the whole process, how you can be dating without facing this kind of disappointments, and where you literally can guarantee commitment and devotion. Okay, so let's say in this example where you've been dating a guy for 2 years and then it's time to get married, and then he's saying, actually, yeah, you know what, I just didn't like you at all. You're a horrible person, or you're just not so attractive, like, bye. He's just saying that because he doesn't want to pay up. He doesn't want to step up to his word, what he said. Because in a healthy relationship, if he really had a problem with you, he would have communicated that before. And it could be solved. Like in a healthy relationship, communication is key. It is key where you share your need, you share your desires. It is so important that you communicate and he communicates. Yeah, so a healthy person is going to communicate and not just let it slide like that. And especially when he disappears, when he's needs to commit, that's another sign that he really didn't have a problem with you. He enjoyed the time with you. But then now it's time to stand up to the promise. And now he's like, yeah, maybe that's too much for me. And that is why in my course, How to Date a Millionaire, I teach you a process where you get to filter out men like that. Like, you get to only be with a man that first of all likes you and is available and ready for commitment, because this is your expectation, and there's a whole process how to get there. Because when you're a driven, high achieving woman, the way to get there is often mismatching. Like the way we operate in career and in jobs doesn't really work with men. So you definitely need another tool and pathway to inspire a man to commit and filter out the guys who like you but waste your time. And say after a year, 2, 3, even more, oh, you know what, like, I liked you, but yeah, it's not enough for commitment. Or maybe they even start, that's the most hurtful, start saying, you know what, I didn't even like you. You're just a horrible person. I had such a bad experience with you. Yeah. Heartbreaking. So if you want to avoid that again, there is another way. Okay, there is another way. You don't have to face that, you know. So one thing that I already want to share with you, that opening your heart doesn't include naivety. I don't want you to blindly open your heart to random people without any strategy in that, without any pattern of you being able to trust the person. Okay, so what I mean by that is, like, yes, at some point, for example, in this dating example, you are going to open your heart. You are going to allow yourself to fall in love, but only when you are sure that the guy likes you and he is available and ready for commitment. And there is a process for you to get there. Okay, so it's in my How to Date a Millionaire course. If you're dating long distance, I highly recommend you additionally getting the long distance millionaire dating course. The link is for my courses is in the description box, okay, or in my bio. And if you say, but you know what, I actually like, there's also women like that, I get that. I actually like opening my heart and having fun already, and yeah, if I get betrayed or disappointed later, that's fine. Okay, okay, I hear you. I hear you. But what usually I see here with the client that I work with is that you have a belief that you can have either or, that you can have fun or the guarantee of commitment. What if you have the guarantee of love and commitment and fun at the same time? You know what I mean? Like, a lot of the times this argument is completely gone when I bring this option of what if you have fun and commitment? Like, why are we doing only one thing? You know? So you definitely get to have both. And yeah, in the How to Date a Millionaire course, I share with you a pathway that is safe, that is fun, that avoids being heartbroken, and guarantees you love and commitment, basically, with a path that is fun and safe. So when you open your heart, I never want you to open your heart just blindly to people, because that's like playing casino and lottery with your heart. No. Yeah, you need some kind of vetting process in dating, and even with your girlfriends. Even with your girlfriends, you need a vetting process where you open your heart to someone that shows you that is trustworthy. So that's why, for example, with your girlfriends, when they do show you they're not trustworthy, they do show you that they do act out, they do show you that they're up and down, maybe it's important to not ignore these red flags. But I know how difficult that is. Like, I know how difficult it is to, especially for people and women who have a big understanding heart, to be like, oh yeah, she just acted out because, because she just was hurt. And then it's just so difficult to not ignore these red flags and just, and just putting yourself in situations where you can be hurt. And because when we are in this relationship, we are so entangled, we have so much empathy, it is also important to have someone outside who can show you the journey and who can hold you accountable in any relationship. So if you desire that, you can reach out for a free love audit call. The link is in the description box. If you desire some personal support and accountability. And the same thing happens in dating. And in dating, it's even more difficult to not oversee red flags, because in dating, we also have sexual attraction and chemistry, which is really strong usually in the beginning. So in this phase, it's so likely to oversee red flags, especially if you follow the now modern dating way of dating, where people are very intimate very quickly. It is very difficult, but this can cost you years. This can cost you a huge heartbreak. So here as well, I'm helping my clients since over 6 years, holding them accountable, being like, okay, this is a red flag. Don't fall for it, even if it feels in the moment like maybe I should understand him and be more patient. And this is a guy that is standing for his values. Like, one of my clients who recently got married, you can even look up the testimonial on this channel, it's so beautiful. When she was dating, she was talking to multiple guys, and one, for example, was kind of like pressuring her to do something that she didn't want to do, and then guilt tripping her that she doesn't do it. Like, I think he wanted to go on a trip or something, and unfortunately her parents did this to her whole life, so she didn't even recognize that it's a red flag. And then we talked about it, and I was like, yeah, this is not healthy. How do you feel about him pressurizing you? Not good, yeah, but I'm also used to it. Okay, but this is painful. Okay, and the other guy, who she ended up marrying actually, he was patient. He was dedicated. He knew he wanted to be with her, and he asks, he moved things forward, but he was patient, and she was able to recognize that. And then after seeing about multiple months that the man is patient, respecting her boundaries, is committed, she was able to open her heart. She was able to receive the commitment, the engagement, and now they're married. Wow, such a beautiful journey. And for her, for example, it didn't matter how many negative experiences she had. With the new process, with the accountability, she was able to change her life, and she was able to open her heart in a place that's safe. She was able to not oversee the red flags and choose a person that actually is right for her. By the way, if this topic interests you, also make sure to watch another video that I did, and I have a ton of content about boundaries and standards, so you just have to look a little bit through the big library of this YouTube channel, and you will find a ton of content about standards, boundaries, red flags. If you want a pathway from single to engage that works perfectly, make sure to check out the How to Date a Millionaire course, because it's a proven method for women to attract top 1% loving men and their availability and commitment without facing the risk of being heartbroken. Okay. And if you want to kind of like check a little bit my work, you can sign up for a free masterclass. It's called Become the One Masterclass. I'll put the link in the description box. So that will also give you already a lot of tips and pathways how you go from single to engaged. Okay, so the masterclass is completely free. You can just check it out. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, to subscribe. If you know someone that has been going through betrayal and they're heartbroken, and they don't know how to open their heart again if they even should, send this video to them. Send this video to them, or even talk to them and tell them, you know, you get to open your heart again. You get to trust again, but with trustworthy people. So that's kind of the message of this video, right? And yeah, if you also desire personalized support, then feel free to reach out for a free love audit call. The link is in the description down below.